did any of it really happen? I often get asked. The stories in the Torah, like this week, Parshat Vayera, we read of God visiting Abraham and Sarah giving birth to Isaac. She's 90. Talk about a geriatric pregnancy. And Avram arguing with God, the destruction of the cities of Sodom and Amorah, and Lot's wife looking back and turning into a pillar of salt, and the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. These things really happen, and I have to say, it's not a question I often ask, partly because I have a perspective, it's sort of inspired by Rabbi Joshua Berman, who in Anima Amim sort of speaks of the Torah as more exhortative, that it's a book that's meant to inspire, to urge. The idea of history, the way we think of history, is a later creation. So he writes that the first professor of history in a university was in 1810 in Berlin. Before that, people thought of the practice of recounting the past or recounting things that happened differently. I think a lot of people expect the Torah to be like what in the days when there were newspapers, like the account of a game in the next day's newspaper, where it just recounts the things that happened. But in fact, the Torah might be more like a halftime speech, meaning its purpose is different. Its purpose might be to urge us on. The purpose might be to inspire us to a certain action, and it draws on the past. It might say the halftime speech might include, you can go out and beat them. You have them where you want them. You can build on this and you can do that, and they're vulnerable here. And that might be true, but it also might be maybe not so true. But the purpose of the speech isn't to give a set of facts. The purpose of the halftime speech is to urge people on. I think all of these stories may fall into that category. And asking, did this literally happen, is less significant than asking, what can I take from this? From Avraham and Sarai's eternal hope in finding a family, in their dedication to each other, and they're making it through even the intense difficulties that take place in their family, and Avram's supreme dedication to God's service, and his willingness to argue when argument seems reasonable. All these things are meant to urge us on, and that might be a frame for better understanding Torah this week, every week. Shabbat Shalom.